All right, good morning and welcome to our recap of the Gold Mastermind call with Brooke Hemmingway. I am not Brooke Hemmingway. You're just stuck with me. But I was so excited I was able to find my notes from the last time I watched it, so I've got double the notes, all the thoughts. I like cross-comparing because I wonder, every time you watch something, it gives you a different angle on stuff. So anyway, I hope you guys really resonated with this. I think that this is probably my favorite video out of the whole series.
I liked it. It was really good.
Yeah. Like, I would suggest that if you guys have a group of saved videos on your YouTube chat, like if you've got your YouTube account and you can bookmark things, you can save them. Save specific training videos that really resonate with you to come back to later instead of going, oh shoot, where did that go? I was doing that with one of Tara Castaneda's videos that I watched last year, and she actually referenced the whole throwing spaghetti thing. So I was already up on it. But yeah, she had referenced that in this video. It was basically, the video was how she grew by like 1,500 points or something like that in 1 month. It was insane. Anyway, her methods were really cool, but I didn't save it, so now I'm scrounging trying to find it. This is going to be one of those ones that you want to save because, yeah, I just think going back to it, Jimmy, I heard you all over this call. Like, as far as follow-up goes, like, Jimmy is one of the best ever at follow-up. And she's got her mute on because she's going to bed, and I'm just going to say all the good things about her, and she's not going to. No, just kidding. All right. If we don't have retention, we don't have anything. It's true, right? Anybody can get a customer, right? And you can sign them up wholesale, and you can never talk to them again, and they can order whenever they want, and that's not what we do. Like, that's why it is different between other businesses that I have had, where every month, at the beginning of every month, you are looking for sales. And I'm so thankful that we don't need to do this, right? For example, this time of the year in the business that I was in for the longest, I would be running my tail off doing parties. And I was really excited to see my commission, but when the calendar turned over to the next month, I wasn't necessarily going back to exactly the same people who had ordered from me for the last couple months. Yes, there were sales, and if I knew that there was a product that they wanted that was on for a better price, I would follow up with them. But when it's a sales-driven concept, you are looking for new purchases every month, and they may not come from the same people. I love that this is consumable. I love that we encourage people to be consistent on their product so that they will be purchasing every month, and you're just checking in to see how you can help support them in their goals. Having a follow-up system. I also love this mindset of follow-up, right? We can learn the mechanics about follow-up. We can learn, yes, you should do it this many days, and this is, here's the structure. But until you have or change your feeling about follow-up, it's not going to change anything, right? How you feel will determine how you follow up. And I loved, and I need to share the graphic because I have one. People had done up like little graphics about some of these little quotes that they've done all through this series. So I'm going to dump one in here. But later on in the call, Christy says, follow up. If you are feeling bad about following up with somebody, you are thinking that the follow-up is about you and not about them. Did anybody kind of get, is that a bit of a zinger for anybody?
Yep.
If you guys can't talk and you can like type in the comments, that would be awesome. That way we're I don't feel like I'm just talking to Linda and Amanda, and Tammy's trying to like understand because she's like, I don't know. But I love that. Good. I love that. Follow up is not about you. And if you are feeling like, oh, I don't want to bug them, right? Because she said on there, she's like, I thought follow up was just me bugging people again. Dude, you are standing up for the 6-month version of them.
Yes.
For the 90-day version, for the 6-month version, for the 8-month version, for the 1-year version. That person doesn't know. You guys seen some of these right now on Facebook? People are putting their decade pictures, right? What they looked like 10 years ago, what they look like now, right? Seeing the plexus ones are my favorite because 10 years ago, not many of us were doing plexus because it was only 11 years ago that plexus became plexus, right? So we're talking slim and a breast check kit, right? 10-year pictures. You are standing up for the future version of your brand new ambassador or your ambassador or your customers or whatever. They don't have that reference point yet. I love the proactive, enthusiastic, empowered, and excited. That is how you should approach your follow-up. Are you go to follow up with someone, when you are positioning things to them, are you doing this from a space where you feel proactive, enthusiastic, empowered, and excited? I love this. Hey, I am so excited. You've been on the product for 3 days now. You are just getting started and we're just scratching the surface. What are you loving about your product so far? It makes it way easier to follow up than going, so have you seen any change maybe? Or do you maybe have better? I don't,
I was just going to say, I know in the past I've asked the question, so what are you thinking? Well, that's so, like, now I've put, that's so broad. I'm asking, I'm not giving any direction. I'm not asking them to look for things like, hey, are you sleeping better? Hey, are your pants feeling like, do you feel less bloated? How do your pants fit? Like, now I'm,
Specific questions.
Yeah, exactly. Specific questions instead of just this wide, broad range question where I'm just asking them to tell me negative things.
Yeah. Well, right? or you get them in a position where they're like, oh, was I supposed to be feeling something already?
Yes.
Like they were fine chilling out, and then you're following up and they're like, oh, is there something wrong? Am I,
Yeah.
Okay, Rose, I'm going to turn off your video because I'm squirreling this morning and your dog is super cute. Thank you. That was so sweet. He's like, morning cuddles, here I go. Yeah, no, totally. And so I love this. Positioning it this way, it elicits a more excited response and your energy level will raise theirs. And what you emit, you will get back. Right? I love that. So here is my stop and here's my question for all of us. How is this different to how you have been following up? And I don't want you to answer out loud if you don't feel comfortable, but I want you to take a minute and just either write down the question for yourself to answer later or answer it right now. How is this different? How will this change how you follow up? Even if you give yourself 3 action points to carry yourself through that you can kind of keep on a Post-it note beside where you do your follow-up or whatever and remind yourself, maybe it's excitement, maybe it's positioning, maybe it's what are you loving about your product so far? Make a mental note, make a paper note on how this is going to change how you follow up with people. Okay. How many people are using Doe?
It will
I
be.
love that Amanda was like, I made a decision between Doe and Disney Plus because Disney Plus is not going to grow your business. And I was like, girlfriend, you know what? You just need to go and sponsor a new ambassador and get a $25 bonus, and then you can get Disney Plus because Disney Plus will grow your business because London is going to be sitting watching princesses, and you'll be able to do more work.
Yes.
And then I was like, can I write off Disney Plus as a business expense?
Oh, that's a good idea.
Because it is childcare.
That's true.
Oh. Yes. You know what? I will be completely transparent with you. I am one of those. How have I been saying this, ladies? Jimmy, maybe I know you've been around when I've said it before. Previously, I have been a disorganized mind. I am in the process of getting better in this area. And so I am one of those people with 50 lists all over my house. I have multiple notebooks. See?
Me too.
Yes. And so when she had said that Doe is great for somebody who's disorganized, awesome. Tammy, I was thinking about you and how you were like everywhere, you know, doing horse stuff, doing work stuff, doing all the stuff, and you're like all over the place. I'm guessing you're not home a whole lot because you're going to the places and being the everything to all the people. And I thought, that's great. Doe on your phone is, wow, that's nifty. I don't know how I did that. Doe on your phone is going to be great for follow-up because it's Doe on the go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say for myself, I feel the same way, is that, you know, going to work every day, going to hockey, going to here, there, everywhere. Notebook, I do have a notebook, and that's where I'm going to write maybe some extra information in it. But I have felt that Doe has been excellent at just reminding me who I need to follow up with.
Mm-hmm.
And I've also just learned this last week, and I haven't totally figured it out yet, but there is a place in Doe where you can actually put their what their subscription is, their subscription date. You can put. Have you seen that, Janelle? It's kind of, there's notes and then there's another section. Anyways,
yeah.
So I've been kind of playing around with it. I like how she talks about in the video, and I hadn't been doing that before, and I will be doing that, is that when I first sign someone up, I'm going to set it for every about 4 days, because here in Canada, I know our products don't come till about 10 days?
Mm-hmm.
About 10 days. So I'll follow up in about 4 days, right? So I signed somebody up last night. In 4 days, I'm going to just do another like, hey, so excited, here is, and I'm starting to think in the process of like, what's kind of maybe my first thing that I can send to her before her product comes, right? Maybe it's just the starting schedule and information about her products or something. But yeah, so I'm learning to do that more. I've been waffling a little bit with Doe, like some note stuff, and then Doe, but now I'm really getting more serious with Doe because I'm like, I'm paying for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Use it.
Tammy, it's not an app. It's an actual, they call it a hybrid app. So basically what you do is you sign up for the subscription on it, and then you bookmark it to your screen so that it sends you a link straight in there. It is good on your phone. Like, it's not just a website. It looks like, yeah. So it's Doe CRM if you look it up. And it's really great. Jimmy, yes, I wanted to unpack that because this is where I think we were talking a little bit about it last week. But if you think about it, when you are looking for a new ambassador, right? You're talking to them, you're pouring into them, you're doing send, share, invite, repeat, send, share, invite, repeat. You're having conversations. you're everywhere, you're sending them testimonies, and then they sign up. Do you drop off the face of the planet and say, okay, let me know when your product comes? No, this is the time where they're excited about it, and belief building needs to continue. You are not done belief building. In fact, I don't believe we ever get done belief building. I think that even with our brand new ambassadors, we need to be sending them at least one testimonial that reminds us of them a month, at least. This is like after their first like 2 weeks of you sprinkling love on them, right? So this was my thought. Day one, after they've gotten their product, or not gotten their product, day one, after they've hit send, okay? Hey, I'm just so excited for you. I don't know how many days this is going to take. Sometimes it takes 3, sometimes it takes 10, I don't know. So, you know, here's a really easy chart to remember to drink your water. Okay. Day 2. Hey, still thinking about you. Here's a quick little video to watch. I think it's going to be really interesting for you. It's got a couple of my friends in it. So maybe it's the one with the 6 women, right? Day 3, hey, needed to drop the chart in here to remind, this is how you're going to take your product. We're going to start you super slow. This is just my suggestion, blah, blah, blah. Day 4, how's your cat? Personal injection.
It's your cat.
Your cat, dog, kid, grandma, I don't know, like keep things going, keep the conversation going, because if it does take 10 days, you've had like this 10-day lag where their excitement is gone sometimes, right? Maybe they're having some buyer's remorse. Maybe they look like those people in the Costco return line, or the people beside the Costco return line when everyone's looking at their bill and going, oh my gosh, how much did I spend? You need to be there, right? You need to be there to walk them through this, right? Continue to send them testimonies. Continue to just like drip little bits, right? And for those of us who were able to be at the training this last week, right? When Tara was talking about giving people samples or asking, I love Brooke's here. Hold on, let me just look. I wonder if you'd be open to hosting an event for me. All you have to do is invite your friends and I'll do the rest. There are so many people who desire results just like you and need to know how these products work from the inside out. The way that Brooke says it in here is so like, the person doesn't even know what's happening. We have not said building a business. We have not said going silver. We have not said pay for your product. We have not said anything scary or commitment-like at all.
Right.
Right? This is just something. Would you be willing to host an event for me? All you have to do is invite your friends. I would love to be able to share what these products do from the inside out. I know so many of your friends would benefit from them. And then it is a quick do an event. It could be a one-day thing where you sprinkle a whole bunch of information in. It could be 3 days where you share your love for a few products. You share some testimonies. You add some videos in there. Maybe you go over to their house if they're local to you and you go live and they are willing to say, hey, I decided to try this because she wouldn't get off my back and I'm really excited. Or I don't know, right? The possibilities are endless. But this period of time, we don't need to wait until they get their stuff in order for them to start telling people about it. Let's build them an accountability group, right? Carrie,
Janelle, can you put that, I can't write that fast. Is it, you said host an event. What did you say again?
It's exactly what Brooke said in the video. I wonder if you would be open to hosting an event for me. You just have to invite your friends and I will do the rest. And this isn't exactly how she said it because I didn't pause it when I wrote it. But go through it again. No, just like the next part. There are so many people who desire results just like you and need to know how products work from the inside out. So Carrie just sent me a quick message and asked how I use dough. I don't use it as religiously as I would like to, but I'm getting better. But, you know, it was a thought that came to me. It was a thought that came to me, and this is my next question. How many times have you just felt like someone would just tell me exactly what to do? I would do it. Somebody would just give me a framework and just like come into my office and be like, today, Linda, you are going to do this. And tomorrow you're going to do this. And the next day you're going to, that's what dough does. You bring it up on your screen and it says, these are the people that you are going to talk to today. These are your new contacts. Here are some ambassadors that you have on your team. You want to touch base with this person. Here are some customers. You want to touch base with these people, right? And if you've never used dough before, when you get finished all those people for the day, there's a little poof of confetti and they're like, you're a rock star. And it's like, I am, aren't I?
I need that.
Right? Like it's like, oh, you noticed. That's so special, right? How many times I have thought in my business, why can't someone just tell me what to do? Right? And voila. And what I really love about dough is that the creators actually worked with Brooke Hemmingway. This is not a Plexus app per se, okay? They've worked with, the developers worked with some of our diamonds and created it as a separate entity. Okay, so there are scripts and suggestions for how to do follow-up, for how to reach out, for like those kinds of things. But if you are looking for, Rose is asking, what's the first message you send using dough? It really doesn't matter if it's dough or if it's not. It's just your regular follow-up, right? So we're focusing on send, share, invite training. We're focusing on follow-up, like what, and she's saying it sends me random people. Yeah, because it's going to go through, if you import your Facebook friends, it's going to go through all the people you know, right? And so there's that cold message. Not cold message. If they're on your Facebook, they know who you are. That is not a cold message.
Yeah.
You can say, and I will share it again. This message is going to get shared like to kingdom come. Hey, you've been on my mind for the last little while, so I needed to reach out because, yep, I'm trying to get over that whole procrastination thing I do so well. I don't know if you have a need, but I work with this amazing health and wellness company that focuses on gut health, and I think you'd really love it too. Would you be open to hearing a little more? I will copy and paste this into. If I ever sponsor this person and she sees this message that I've sent, it's going to be funny. So that's an example of a message. I'm just looking up in our chat here. So we're talking about, and I must have scrolled, I need to start watching videos twice because I love this. Having a standard system that you use for starting everyone. Like what I was saying about day one, you're going to send this after they've purchased. Day two, you're going to send this. Day three, you're going to send this. Day four, ask about cat, mother, son, bobsled. I don't know, pick something. But make a note in your phone so that it's easy to access. Okay? I'm just looking up here. Okay. 6 or more casual touches in the first month. And I love this. You guys, we need to write this down. This is what Brooke asks people. What are you loving about your product? We already got that. Tell me more about your sleep, digestion, mood, cravings, energy. And she'll ask that over and over again. These are things that she asks. Tell me more about these things. Okay? And then make sure that you're asking within that first month, maybe by the time they're done their first 2 weeks, specifically get them to tell you how they're taking their products. Some people just follow the bottle, and you're like, don't follow the bottle. That's not what we talked about. No, right? We want to make sure they're feeling amazing. And if they're not listening to you and they don't realize that they're not listening to you, people don't follow directions all that well sometimes, right? How much water are you drinking? Okay. So a system. Find 8 to 10 testimonials that you love, or 5 to 6 videos that you would regularly send. So that's like these ones that I just stuck in for the send part. And figure out what's going to work for you as far as the system goes. What are you, what magic video, what diamond documentary are you going to send them on day 2? Right? Maybe it's Abby Kappa's that I put in there. And that's the sharing plexus one. I think that it's actually not her diamond doc, but that's the one. Oh no, that is her diamond doc, but that's the one under sharing plexus, which is super funny because if you try to find her diamond documentary, it's not like listed under diamond doc. It's like sharing plexus. So here's another thing. Asking people what their preferred method of communication is.
Yes.
Maybe they are never on Messenger, ever. Is it going to make sense to follow up with them on Messenger? Is it going to be easier for them if you text them? Maybe they use a different form of communication. Maybe they use WhatsApp all the time. And you're like, well, you know what? If it means that I have to download a free app to follow up with this person, oh well. Right? Here is another. Yep. No, go for it.
I was going to say a couple things. I think one of the things, again, not very organized, but what I've done is that in Messenger, I have my own Messenger, right? Jimmy Lou. And that's where I put my notes, my notes that I keep for what I'm sending them, what videos I prefer, those kind of things. So that's where I put them.
It's easy.
Now, I would suggest maybe as a fellow previously disorganized person, because Jimmy, you and I are going to be reformed.
Yeah.
The note section of my phone looks like a scary jungle. It does. Because, like, honestly, it started with things that worked in my brain. And then I wanted something that was closer up to the top. So instead of putting, like, just thoughts where I was, like, dumping thoughts, I would make, like, a AAA thoughts because I wanted it up at the top. But I've got a section that's called graphics. And under graphics, I have the ease shareable graphic. I have their income disclosure graphic. I have our product price list for 2019. I have the triplex start, and I have the Canadian product start. I have Canadian products and combos. So if somebody wants it, I have it. When I was chatting with Erin Zimmerman on the beach in Maui, which was brilliant, Jimmy, I don't know if you remember, but at convention, she did the best training, and she was like, I have an album in my note section in my phone that I just share with every new ambassador because it's got every graphic that they're ever going to need. And you're like, what is this? And by the time I got with her on the beach, she's like, oh, I've got to revamp this because I've got stuff like everywhere in here. She's like, but I can send it to you. So she just like, we airdropped her entire album into my phone with all of the goodness. The other thing that she does, which would take you some time, but I think it would be okay to do, she took the shareable link for every product that we have from her back office, like all the info sheets, and put it in a note section in her phone. So if I look up, see, and this is another one of those things where I'm like, oh, look, I have no idea where to find this. Oh yeah, shareable videos. I've got all these videos that I have on the side here under shareable videos. That's
in your notes, Janelle?
In the notes in my phone.
See, I was doing what Jimmy Lou was just saying too with Messenger. Here's the problem I'm finding with that. Now that I've been in it for a while, it takes me a good 25 minutes sometimes to find something because I got to scroll.
That's
And
right.
then I don't get done as quickly as I need to.
Yeah.
I also have places in my phone where I dump posts. If I found a post that I want to post, but it's not now, I will copy and paste it into the notes section of my phone. Or that's where I will write my posts, because for a while, I don't know if you guys have ever noticed this, but there's a glitch in Facebook. If you write a post that's too long and you've put a graphic in there and then you're trying to scroll up and down after you've written it, sometimes it freezes on your phone.
Yep.
And I have lost full posts before.
Yep.
Because my phone has just gone, and I'm like, I cannot. After you've spent like 25 minutes pouring your heart out and then it goes, you're like, no, you got to find a new way to do this. So, you know, I've got, let's see.
Janelle?
Yep.
Have we ever thought of, just like on that video that she's talking about, starting just I don't know how to do this, but starting just a Facebook page that would have kind of everything needed in it for someone to get started? I don't know.
You do that by putting albums together in Grow or units. And I don't know how to do
putting it like in the file section. Is that what
Yeah.
you mean? Yeah.
That's what I would like to do. And this is where my organizational thing. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But see, if you look at this, these are all Erin's shareables.
That's genius.
And I can use them, but they go to her site, right? So I have started to like, and this isn't, it's just like, so she's got active. So that's an info sheet, the triplex video, triplex info sheet, Metaburn info sheet, 90-second Metaburn video, how to mix, Slim HC info sheet. Like all this stuff she's taken from her back office and she's copied and pasted it into the notes section of her phone, so that if she wants to send something to somebody, it's literally like, I don't have to log into my back office. I don't need to go and find where it is and scroll. It's like right here, right? I've started a product one. Product info. So I've got one that's Joyome collagen, and there's a post that's all frequently asked questions. And I just copied and pasted that whole post into here. And the other night I had somebody who was asking me about something and I was like, oh, perfect. I know the answer, but I don't need to know it. I've got it in my phone. So yeah, as much as this is disorganized, it's more organized than I would be otherwise. So utilize the note sections of your phone. I understand where using Messenger, yes, but like Amanda said, after a while, you are scrolling up. I often use my Messenger to myself to transfer photos from my computer to my phone without needing to sync it. And then I can manipulate the photos and use apps and whatever. So back to this. This was one thing that I wanted to touch on. When you're hearing lack of commitment from someone, as in like, yeah, I'm not sure if it's working, I don't know, blah, 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 I'm not getting the results I want. Did you hear what she used? Did you hear the method of communication she used? She used feel, felt, found. This should be something you guys get super intimate with using. I actually, when Tara was training on it this last week, I leaned over to Nolan and I said, you know, I've used this so many times with ambassadors. And he's like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I will ask them if when they were trying to troubleshoot with somebody, they use the feel, felt, found method. And they'll kind of say, yeah, well, no. Basically, their answer is no. But it's like, well, no, it doesn't really work. And like they'll they'll give me an excuse, right? And then I will say, oh yeah, I totally get how you feel. Totally felt the same way. But you know what I found is blah, 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 blah. And they'll be like, oh, that's so great. And we'll keep going and we'll resolve what they're saying. And then I'll say, hey, did you notice what I did? They'll be like, what? I just used feel, felt, found with you. Oh, it's like this light goes on. And it's like, it is the greatest thing ever. I use it with my kids. It's like personal hack 101, understanding people, right? It's validating their feelings. So good. Okay. So that feel, felt, found is, again, standing up for their 60-day, 90-day, 120-day, 6-month, whatever version of them, right? Because we have this vision of who they could be and what their health could look like, and they don't, right? It's kind of like disciplining a child where they're like, hey, that was not that big of a deal, Mom. Chill out. Why am I on the naughty step? Did you guys see Sharon Noel's, I can't remember, there was a thread there between Carrie Clausen and Sharon Noel. Sharon Noel was talking about the naughty step. And your kid may not always understand why it's such a big deal, why they're sitting on the naughty step. But you're going to get it later, right? Right? So making sure you are on the same level with the people you're following up with, and not always saying that it's the product's fault, right? It's not always detox. Sometimes they talk to the fact that they ate an entire large bag of salt and vinegar chips the night before, and they're bloated the next day. And that has nothing to do with ProBio 5.
No.
They should have probably taken a little bit more ProBio 5. Right?
Not eating all the chips.
And yeah, like, you know what? We live life, right? We are not always perfect with our health journeys. Stuff is a tool. It will work with you as well as you work with it. And sometimes life happens and drive-throughs happen. I sent Marge a picture the other day, and I don't do this for myself, like, ever, but I had gotten McDonald's and it was sitting on my desk, and I sent her a picture, and she's like, oh honey, you're going to need a little bit of, what did she say? Some ease and a whole lot of water. I'm like, girlfriend, I took block. I'll be taking ease, extra ProBio 5, some extra BioCleanse, and I'm going to look like I did in 10th grade after I had been on high doses of prednisone. All right. Any other thoughts on this? Guys, if you look at the leaderboard right now, do you all know how to look at the leaderboard? Do you know?
No.
No. Okay.
Not a clue.
If you go to your back office, on the first page, there is the scoop. Okay? The scoop has recognition in it. You will find your names in there. Once you hit, I think it's once you hit silver. Might be once you hit gold. But like, there are names of everybody who's at every rank in the company. It's super cool. But then it also tells you who were the highest people in business building bonuses last month, or last week, who had the most preferred customer enrollments, like all this stuff. Guess what? Brooke Hemmingway's team is constantly on the leaderboard. Constantly. If you want to grow your business, find people who have done things better than you are currently doing them and do what they're doing.
Yes.
That's all I'm doing. I realize that I am not the be all and end all as far as leadership goes for my team, and I'm trying to direct you guys to people who are doing things in an extraordinary way. And I love that they share all of their training. Have you guys noticed this? I don't know if you've ever been with other companies, but not everybody is this generous sharing their training. Fallon Black's team is, again, another one of those teams that is constantly at the top of the leaderboard. They share their training on YouTube. Cara Castaneda, she is doing amazing things. I think we are going to see her like skyrocket. It sounds like she's got a new passion for her business. I love this. However many years in. Lindo, can I ask you, what was your biggest takeaway from Tara's training? Can you tell me? I'm putting you on the spot, and I'm not really sorry.
She was just great, really personable, and really had a love for business and people.
I love that. I felt like she was very open and was really invested in all of your success. And it wasn't just, I'm coming to train and then I'm tapping out.
Yeah.
Jimmy, do you have any thoughts from Tara's training?
Oh yeah, it was, I even liked just some of the basic things. I screenshotted a lot of things, but just some of the basic things about, you know, just some of those verbiage things. I loved just how personable she was. You know, for a diamond, you always have this, you know, which I know, I've been to convention. I know so many of them are just so down to earth and you can approach them, but just, yeah, absolutely so down to earth. And even my friend Jen, who came, her and her daughter came, you know, came with no desire to share and left going, you know, this is pretty cool. Maybe I do want to share, you know, maybe I do want to reach out to other people, right? So it was awesome. And yeah, and then she came and sat right down beside my friend Jen, because she realized her last name was Waddell.
Right.
And Tara's name is Tara Waddell Casadena or whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah, so they had a good chat. So yeah, it was, I think, just it was such a good
totally.
training.
Hey, just so that you guys know, corporate doesn't pay them to come up here. Hey, like,
wow,
their flights are paid for, their hotel rooms are paid for, their meals are all paid for, like the whole trip is paid for, but they don't get compensated from head office. Oftentimes they'll send them a little gift at the end and be like, thank you for being so amazing. But they don't get paid extra to come up here. They're doing this because they genuinely love this business.
That's awesome.
Isn't that amazing? Okay, so here is what I want us to do this week. Okay, I had written down hold on. I have a code for each one of you. Free ambassador code for each one of you that I will send you privately. And I want you guys to use it. Whether that's personally use it or share it with somebody in your downline who is not part of this group. Okay? And here is the way I want you to position it. Because I'll let you know, I have more than just these codes. I have a schwack of codes. I could probably have a bushel of codes. Like codes coming on my ears. Okay? If you choose to send this to your people, you can be like, oh my gosh, my upline or our Emerald upline just gave me a code, a free membership code, and she has given me a challenge to fill this membership code, and then she's going to have a new challenge for me. These codes are good until 72 hours after the last Plexus event that is happening this week.
Wednesday.
So 72 hours after that is going to be like the end of the month, right?
Friday.
Yeah.
Yep. Friday.
And who knows, they might have a grace day at the end of it, but let's just pretend it's Thursday. How's that? So I'm going to send you each a code. Realizing that these codes mean that you get 5 points. You will grow your business by using the code. Okay? Tammy, oh yeah, we didn't talk about this. We have a new gold on our team. Carrie Belcher is gold, and Tammy is banging down that door. She's going to do it. She needs 25 more points. 25 more points. 25 more points. Yay! So excited. I'm so excited for you. I was telling, I don't remember if it was that event that you were at, Tammy, that I said I remember. Maybe it was. It's not a lot. It's 5 people. Help people go silver. End of story. It's good. Don't think it's a lot. Breathe. The most amazing things happen in the last 3 days of the month. I don't want to tell you that. The most amazing things happen in the last 7 days of the month. How's that? I went
Amanda.
gold. Sorry?
Amanda, where you got to be getting pretty
You got to be
close.
getting close too, girl.
Me?
Yes.
No, I'm not that close.
We'll
No,
talk.
I'm not close enough.
But guys,
We'll talk.
gold is the only, I mean, maybe if I really thought about it, I could remember all of my rank ups, like where I was. I mean, emerald, I know where I was because I was sitting right here, refreshing the freaking screen over and over and over again. But I remember I was in like one of the most peaceful places on earth trying to get cell coverage. Like, can you hear me now? Like, I was trying, I was out on the ranch where my daughter took horseback riding lessons, and I had dogs and cats and horses and buffalo and whatever like running around me, and I'm trying to get service, and I got to see that number go over 100, and it was the best feeling ever. And then can I share with you that on the first day of the month now, my points are at over 100. I go gold on the first day of the month.
Awesome.
That will be you as well.
Awesome.
It's very exciting. So, call to action for this week. Guys, can we, and if you're still with us, thank you. And if somebody can write these down and share them in our chat, that would be great. Number 1, start utilizing the notes section of your phone and make a system for yourself that works for you. So what, there wasn't sign-up sheets at the Sip and See. Yes, there were. There were sign-up sheets there.
Sign-up sheets?
You need to ask, are there sign-up? Yes, there are. I have one sitting right here. Sorry. So ask yourself, what things would I have wanted to see, or what do I want people to know in those 10 days? There might only be 3, but in those 10 days between when they sign up and whatever, like what their next step is going to be. Okay, we pressed send. Congratulations. And maybe the next day is, hey, I am going to add you to this page because you are going to want to be a part of our team page. It's an amazing community. I'm screenshotting it right now because you have to go and accept it. Let me know when you've accepted that because I have something really special to tag you in. And then make a welcome for them. Make that one of your first action steps to plug them into the community, because one of the things that we hear over and over and over again, what is so different about being a part of Plexus? It's the community.
Community.
Introduce them to the community first. Okay? Don't overwhelm them with a ton of different pages. You can sprinkle that through the first 10 minutes if you want to. And really, minimum, add them to grow. Get them plugged into the Plexus ambassador community, maybe. I don't know. Figure out the ones that are really, really important. I'd say True North Health and Happiness. And grow, for sure. Okay. So make a note on your phone and figure out what those things are going to be that you want to share. And then I want you to share them with us in our chat. What are the things that you are going to make a point of sharing with your people as they are waiting for their product to come, first of all. Second thing is, if you have not made a commitment to do dough, if you're waffling, I would encourage you, if it is financially possible for you at this point in time, sign up for dough today. If it's not, I'm giving you a free code so that you can pay for dough for 2 months, almost. All right, okay. Then, here's the big one. Because I know that all of you guys on this call want to invest in your businesses and you want to grow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, growth is good. Commit to using dough every day. I know there's some of us that are like, I don't work on Sundays. You know what? That's fine. Part of this is loving people. You can love people on a Sunday. It's okay. Even if you don't talk Plexus on a Sunday and you just follow up with those people and ask them to see their cat videos, it's okay. If you send people crazy memes on Sunday, maybe it's crazy meme Sunday. I don't know. Just love people. If you take a day off, just love people. Okay? Commit to using dough every day between now and the end of December. Why would I be asking this? What happens on January 1st with Plexus for those of us who've been around for like more than a hot minute?
We start getting ready for convention.
Convention contest.
Yeah.
Here is what happens every year. Every year. And I can speak personally to this. Okay? In March, convention contest is often 4 months long. Runs January, February, March, and April. The end of April. Okay? In March, end of March, I look at my points. My credits, sorry, I should say. I look at my credits for convention. I'm like, oh my goodness. I am close to this. I had no clue that I could earn this at the beginning. If I would have known that I could earn this at the beginning, starting on the 1st of January, I would have been working my tuchus off for blah, 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 blah. And I could have sponsored this many more ambassadors, and I could have done this, and I could have developed this many silvers. Blah, 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 blah. Like, my brain starts going, right? I swear, guys, the last 2 weeks of the contest, I have people that are like, oh my gosh, I could have done this. Ah! Foresight, people. Foresight. Okay? In that, for those of you that are trying to grow your business, I'm going to encourage you. How many people have spent a lot of money on their business so far with Plexus? Monthly? You know, you're actually investing cash into your business? No? Not many of us? Okay.
No.
That's the deal with Plexus. You don't have to in order to make money.
No.
Guess what the best thing you can do to grow your business is? Invest and come to convention. I am not telling you that you should come because you are making money hand over fist right now.
No.
I am telling you that the best thing you can do with where you're at right now is investing in yourself, coming to convention to get that bigger picture. If you thought that sitting with Tara was amazing, you have seen nothing yet. How incredibly generous they are with us. Do you know how much money they just spent on our team, you guys?
Yeah.
Coming to Saskatchewan. 2 places. Twice in the last 2 months.
Crazy.
And then they flew, and Ken flew and hung out with Amanda at her sip and share.
Yep.
Guys, this is not by accident. If you have not noticed, corporate is investing in this team.
Yeah.
It is incredibly overwhelming. If you watched my Instagram stories the other day, that is what I'm talking about. When you realize that corporate is putting money behind your business, it is a little overwhelming.
Yeah, it is. A little bit.
A little bit.
A bit.
But it's because they love us and they want to see you all grow and they want to give you everything. I was just talking to Darla the other day. She's like, and I think we should give them this and this and this and this. And I was like, Darla, that's amazing. Let's calm down for a minute. You can give them all the stuff. Don't tell them you're giving it to them. Let's just, whew. The clouds are starting to part. The sun is starting to shine down. We're starting to understand how to create silvers and how it's easy and how it's possible.
Yeah. That's something, Janelle, that I share often with people in my life is that we don't have to put our life savings into this. That's not what this is.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I was going through my house the other day and I was just tidying up and I found and it kind of made me really sad because I found like thousands of dollars worth of things from another company that are absolutely useless to me. So that speaks volumes, because I can't say that about Plexus. Right? Like, I mean, that's not what we do.
No, it's not. And especially in
Crazy.
Canada right now.
Yep.
You guys, it's, you figure it out. If this is what you want to do as a business that is going to impact future generations, spending $1,000, $2,000 to come to convention one year is not like in the scope of things. I get it.
Yeah.
Right? Here's the other thing. I am not asking you to come to convention. I'm not asking you to come to convention this year where you're at and then come again exactly where you're at today next year.
That's right.
I want you to come because I truly believe it's going to do this for your business.
Yeah.
So,
and can I just say about convention, one of the things for myself, Janelle, is, and I was just thinking about this the other day, because my husband asked me, he said, did convention help you in your business? And I said, yeah, because before I went to convention, I was senior gold, and I made Ruby not even a month later. Where was
2 weeks after you came home.
Yeah, 2 weeks after I came home. What the heck? Like, that was a whirlwind. Like, that was craziness, right?
Yeah.
But that was just that pump up that I needed. Just a greater understanding of who Plexus is, what they stand for, the integrity, So it really did help me to reach that next level. So I'm excited that when I go to convention, I'll be in the Ruby section.
Well, we need to get you to senior Ruby. First,
yes, that would be great. Senior Ruby before I go. Of course, we got lots of time.
Absolutely, you will be. Well, like, yeah. And set these intentions, right? Like, there are different levels at convention, but right now we're seeding the spring. We're seeding the end of the winter and into the spring, because we're a 60 to 90 day out company. So if you commit to using dough every day between now and the end of December, and you are doing the things that are scared and not just sending cat videos, because that's only okay on a Sunday. If you are doing those reach out messages, if you are finding those people, if you are reaching out from a core place of, I care about you, this is going to change your life. This is going to impact like you and your friends and your family. If you look at that person, not just as one person, but as like a gold team, like, would you not, if you knew that one person that you talked to was going to be 20 or 25 people, 25 lives changed, would you not get out of your comfort zone and talk to that person?
That's crazy.
Even if it was a silver team, even if it was just one, like 2 people, like this ripple effect of goodness that we have to share with people is just mind blowing. So commit to using dough until the end of December. Okay. And then I don't care. Like, if you want to cancel it, that's fine. But I think that you're going to find that it's going to make a huge difference in your life, in the stress level of your business. I know that we're like over an hour and I wanted to stop at like half, but whatever. If you always know how to do your business every day, is it going to be easier?
Yeah.
It's going to keep the scrolling to a minimum. Jimmy, did you have anything else to add?
I was actually just going to say something that has helped me this week.
Okay.
I have started what Tara talked about the sampling. I'm going to be, I have 3 different first line ambassadors that I said, hey, same verbiage she talked about, find 3 people that you could give a sampling pack to. And so I have 3 ambassadors that want to do that. And that has worked. And these are people that told me they didn't want to share.
Jimmy,
But they're
I would
totally
love it
good with this.
if you would do a post on that, on your takeaway, or even a live video, because Amanda only is getting bits and pieces because she wasn't at that. And there are a lot of ambassadors who would really take something away from there as well.
Yes. Sure. Yeah. So I have people that are now willing to share that said they weren't, but because this is so much easier for them, this is something concrete that they can think about. So, yeah. So I'm going to hand those out and send one to Tammy's girl.
Yeah. Guys, everything that we're talking about with this Gold Mastermind, and I'm really focusing on clarity right now for us as a team, for our potentials, all of those things. Overwhelm is simply a lack of clarity. Jimmy, didn't you feel like at the end of Tara's thing, you were like, like that song, I can see clearly now, the rain is like,
Oh, I so wish I could have been there.
And you know what? I feel like I got the best end of the deal because I got to hear it twice. And I feel so much more clear-headed and like even more so. So we want to simplify everything. And so just so you know, this is ridiculously long, you guys, I'm sorry. We are going to figure out how to do a 3-day group, like 3-day challenge groups or whatever within Healthier and Happier with Plexus, with Marge's group. So we can take that onus off of everybody's shoulders and you can plug people in. Makes sense. It's a group we already have. We don't need to make a new one, right?
Yep.
Once we have finished this video series with Tara Castaneda on overcoming fear, have you guys been liking it? Overcoming fear?
Honestly, I haven't looked at it. Sorry, but
well, shame.
I watched first. I watched, and then I got.
It's okay. It's okay. There have been people who have been loving it. We are going to do her Silver and 7 thing. I apologize. In my gut, like at the beginning of November. We're in November. I had planned out to do her Silver and 7 thing starting at the beginning of last week. Then I found out about this 10-day thing that Eva was doing in this other group, and I was like, no, we should be team players and we should go in. And I feel convicted that I didn't make the right decision for my team because I felt this in my gut a long time before they decided to do this. So I apologize, and I will start listening to my gut more. But take advantage of this 10-day training thing that's happening, and we're going to do the Silver and 7 thing starting December 1st. If you have people who are wanting to go Silver immediately, let's get them into a chat. Let's start the Silver and 7 thing now and not have them wait until December 1st.
I need silvers on my team.
Amen.
I need my silvers.
We're all in the same place.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
I feel like this is a new day. Like, Nolan was like, I feel like we've been playing hockey without a goalie. And now we just realized that we can have a goalie and it's going to change everything. Yeah. He didn't understand the importance of silvers. And I'm like, oh, we all understood the importance of silvers. We just had a mental block. Yeah. Right? So clarity, duplication, sharing, all those things. Okay. So we've got our action steps. Right? Someone's going to share those.
Somebody write them down.
Please. All right. We will chat in our chat, and I'm hoping everybody else who couldn't join us is going to say that they so missed out, and you're going to tell them they missed out too.
Yeah.
Next video being posted on Monday, and keep doing what you're doing, guys. It's all good.
Thank you.
Have a great Saturday.